Hello, first graders. Welcome to a new math lesson. Please get your book ready and let's start. We're going to start with a new topic, topic 6, organizing data into 3 categories. So please open your book. Let's see what we have.
Judy wants to show a friend how many crayons she has of each color. How can she show this? Show one way.
All right, let's watch the video.
Let's look at the tally marks and count them. How many tally marks are there?
1, 2, 3. So these called tally marks, and we counting 1, 2, 3. When you get 5, we're gonna consider one set or one group. So let's see.
There are 3 tally marks. Each tally mark stands for one piece of information. Look at these tally marks. Each group of 5 tally marks stands for 5 pieces of information.
So as you see, 4 tally marks and the 5th will close it. So that's now a group of tally marks. So there's 5 information in one group. So that's mean 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 groups. Each has 5. That's as you skipping counting by 5. So 5, 10, 15, 20.
Count the tally marks by 5s.
Let's count. 5, 10, 15, 20.
If the tally marks stand for red objects in a classroom, how many red objects are there? There are 20 red objects in the classroom. How many black letters do you see in the word mathematics?
Select your answer.
So let's count. Only the black letters. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So there are 6 black letters in the word mathematics. Let's choose number 6.
There are 6 black letters. Make tally marks to show how many letters are black. How many tally marks do you see? There are 6 black letters. There are 6 tally marks. We draw 4 straight lines and then one diagonal line across to show 5. Then we draw one more line to show 6. You can put the data in a tally chart. How many red letters are in mathematics? How many blue letters? Explain how you know.
All right, so when we make a chart like that and you want to put the information, that's the data or the information you collected. For mathematics, it's easier to have symbols. So for tally symbols, we have this. Each straight line consider one piece of information or one number of something that you count. So for example, for this, we have the black letters. We knew that there are 6 black letters. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Diagonal one line to close, that's 5, and 1 down. So that's mean when I look at it, I know that it's 5 and 1, 6. For the red letters, count 1, 2, 3. So when I look at this symbol, that's the tally symbol, or tally mark. That's mean there are 3 red lines. For blue, well, let's count 1, 2. So I have only 2 tally marks. That's mean 2 letters in blue.
The tally chart shows 3 tally marks for red letters and 2 tally marks for blue letters. So that means there are 3 red letters and 2 blue letters. Now you know how to use tally marks to count data.
All right, so now it's easy. Instead of counting one by one, just look at the marks and you can easily say there are 6 black letters, there is 3 red letters, and there's 2 blue letters. All right, so let's go back and see our guided practice. All right. In the chart, make tally marks to show how many socks there are for each color. So we have 3 colors, green, orange, and blue, and we need to do the tally marks that represents the number of the socks. So the first one is done for us, the green. I can tell without counting, there are 6 socks, green socks. So look at 1, 2, 3, 4, straight line, and then 1/5 diagonal. So that's set of 5 and 1 more. That means 6. So let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's see the orange. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I can use orange, and we can use a tally mark to do a set of 5, which is 4 straight line and 1 diagonal. So that's my 4. Then this is the 5th. So when I look at this mark, I know there are 5 orange socks. Let's count the blue. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let's choose blue. So 7 means 1 set of 5 and 2 straight lines. So let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So when I'm reading the tally marks, I know that I don't need to count socks one by one now. I know there are 6 green socks, there's 5 orange, and there is 7 blue. Why? Because I know a set of 5, that's a group, that's 5, and then I'm counting if there is any extra single numbers. Okay, let's go to our first example.
Judy wants to show a friend how many crayons she has of each color. How can she show this? Show one way.
So now if we practice that tally, the marks that we just learned, so we have green, we have blue, and we have yellow. So if we just draw simple table, and we have 3 colors, we have blue, and we have green, and we have yellow. So that's blue. And we have yellow. And we have green. I'm just gonna put G for green and Y for yellow. So let's count how many blue? 1. So I'm gonna make just 1 straight line because I have only 1 color in blue. Let's see the yellow. 1, 2. So I'm gonna write 2. I'm gonna put 2 marks or 2 tally marks because it's only 2 yellow. And then for green, I have 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm gonna put 4 straight lines to represent 4 pieces of green crayons. All right, first graders. So that was our first lesson for the new topic 6, to get the information and using the data information, tally marks, and organize your information using these symbols. All right, that's it for today's lesson. Thank you. Hello, first graders. Welcome to a new math lesson. Please get your book ready and let's start. We are in lesson 2. You open your book, page 266. So for this lesson, we're going to learn how to collect and represent data. So we will be using picture graph. At the previous lesson, you remember we used the tally marks, data, and we use the tally chart, and we know that every straight line represents one piece of information or one count. So every 4, the 5th will be diagonal. That means this is one group of 5. So let's see for today's picture graph.
What is your favorite activity to do outside? Ask several classmates to choose jump rope, basketball, or ride a bike. Complete the tally chart to show your data. Then answer the questions.
All right, so that would be like a chart using activities, a little survey. So you're asking your friend how many like to jump rope, then you're gonna put the numbers. And over here, where we're not using numbers, we're using the tally marks, basketball and riding a bike. And then when you put your chart, or when you do your data using the chart and using the tally marks, you're gonna be easily answering questions such as which activity has the least votes, like less kids vote for this activity, and which activity has the most votes, that more kids choose this activity.
Joey asks 9 friends a survey question. He asks, which is your favorite sport to play? Basketball, soccer, or baseball?
I like baseball.
Why do you think Joey needs to ask each friend the same question? Joey asks each friend the same question to make sure the information is correct and the survey is fair. Joey makes one tally mark to show what each friend says. He asks 9 friends in all. How many tally marks does Joey make?
Total 9.
Joey will make 9 tally marks in the tally chart, 1 for each friend in the survey. Joey uses the data in the tally chart to make a picture graph.
All right, so for this chart, instead of using the tally marks, using the picture graph. So as you see, for the basketball, he represents the numbers of kids that they choose basketball as their favorite sport by drawing basketball. For the soccer, he represents each vote, or each child or friend choose soccer as a favorite sport by filling one of those gaps with a picture of a soccer. And then baseball, he did the same. So if I look at it, I can tell there is 3 of his friends chose basketball because I see 3 basketballs. And then for soccer, I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 friends chose soccer as their favorite sports. And then 1 friend only chose baseball. The total are 9 because he made this survey asking 9 of his friends.
What does each picture stand for? Each picture stands for one choice or one vote. Which sport do students like the most?
Select your answer.
So since it's a picture graph, so I'm looking at pictures and I see which picture that it has the most. I see soccer as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 children choose soccer as their favorite sport. So let's put soccer up there.
Students like soccer the most. Why is it easy to see in this picture graph that most students like soccer?
Because we see pictures of the soccer balls, and we see in that graph that the soccer ball get the most pictures comparing with the baseball and basketball.
It is easy to see that the row with soccer balls is longer than the others. Now you know how to show data you have collected in a picture graph.
Well, this is really fun class, fun lesson and fun activity. So let's see our guided practice. As you see, we're using pictures. So guided practice. Kurt asks his friends a survey question. Use the data he collected to make a picture graph. So he already asked his friends how many of them like pears, how many of his friends banana is their favorite fruit, and how many likes apples. And that's what we get. So we can see that's a group of 5 and pear. 5, 6, 7, 8 chose pear as their favorite fruits. 3 chose banana because I see 3 tally mark. So when I count them, that's mean 3 votes or 3 choices. And for apples, 5, because I know that this symbol means 5. So 5 chose apple, 3 chose banana as a favorite fruit, and 8 chose pears as favorite fruit. So what we need to do, you need to have fun and fill the gap for the boxes here representing each mark. So we have pairs, so you need to draw 8 pairs. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that would be 8. For banana, you're going to draw 3 bananas, filling 3 boxes in your picture graph. And for apples, you're going to draw or fill 5 apples to fill 5 boxes. So this activity is fun because all the answer will be mainly drawing the items or the object that you are doing survey for. So most important, we using picture graphs. That's the new word for this lesson. And then we know picture graph is getting the information, but instead of writing it, we put it as a picture. All right. So if we go back to the previous page, the first activity, favorite outside activity. Now it's easy to have a survey asking your siblings or your friends, fill the gaps, and then answer this question. Which activity had the least votes? Like activity that got less kids as a favorite activity, and which activity had the most votes or more children chose to have it as fun activity outdoor. All right. That's it for today's lesson. I'll leave you with the rest of the activity. Thank you. Hello, first graders. Welcome to a new math lesson. Please get your book ready and open page 261. We are in lesson 3, topic 6. Let's listen.
12 students were asked, which vegetable do you like most at lunch, corn or peas? This list shows their answers. Complete the tally chart and picture graph to show the data. What do these data tell you about what students like?
So, in the previous lesson for this topic, we're using tally graphs or tally chart. We use also picture graphs. And we learn how to have a survey. You get the information and put it down either by drawing it as a picture or by using the tally marks. Today, we're going to learn how to get this information, put it down in a chart, also by drawing it sometime, but do a comparison, comparing what's the most favorite, what's liked, or what's been used, or what's the least. So let's watch our video, then come back to this activity.
Information you collect is called data. A picture graph uses pictures to show data. Analyze. This picture graph shows how many students like milk, water, or juice with lunch. What does the picture graph tell you about what students like to drink at lunch? Plan. We can count and compare what drinks students like best.
Let's count.
Solve, justify, and evaluate. 6 students like milk. 3 students like juice. Only 1 student likes water. By looking at the graph, we can easily see that students like milk better than juice or water with lunch. How many more students chose juice than chose water?
Select your answer.
All right, so for picture graphs, it help us to find out numbers or easily to find the survey, what's the most favorite for this example, for example, water or juice or milk. So which one is consumed or loved with from the kids during lunchtime, that they like to drink more milk or more juice or more water. So when I look at it in that picture, it's easy for me to see that, well, that bar or the row where it's represent the milk all the way filled, I see one choice only for water and I see three for juice. That's easily for me to say that milk was loved or better used from children on lunchtime. So now the question, how many more students choose juice than choose water? So if we look at it, I have 3 kids chose juice and only 1 kid chose water. So that's mean I have 2 more children or friends that chose juice over water. So let's choose.
2 more students chose juice than water. How many students voted?
Select your answer.
So for this, we're gonna count all the votes for milk, water, and juice to find out how many kids were involved or part of this survey. So I know that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 kids chose milk, that's 6, and 1 chose water, that's 7, and 3 chose juice, that's 10. So 6 plus 1 plus 3 equals 10. So 10 students voted for this survey. Let's choose 10.
Count all pictures in the graph to find out. 10 students voted on their favorite lunch drinks. Now you know how to read a picture graph and use it to answer questions.
So this is like an extra practice of what we covered the previous lesson, that picture graphs, because you have the information, drawing it, and then counting, you can tell that how many kids loved or favorite this drink. And then you can see also the least, or how many used drink for lunch, how many used water, or how many of them chose juice, or how many chose milk. So let's see our guided practice, page 262. All right. Use the picture graph above to answer the question. So you have this in your book. This is where it has the lunch drinks, milk, water, and juice. And let's answer here. How many more students like milk than juice? So if you go back to the previous picture, we said that there is 6 kids chose milk, there's 1 chose water, and 3 chose juice. So for answering this, I know that first one, and then how many more students like milk than juice. So you're comparing the bar where it has all the pictures of milk and the last bar where it has all picture of juice. So there was 3 more students chose milk over juice. Now, next question. How many fewer students like water than milk? So if you go back to your picture, if you have it in your book, you're going to see that there are 6 children chose milk and only 1 child or 1 student chose water. That means there are 5 fewer kids chose water than milk. So let's write here 5. And last question, how many more students like juice than water? So you're comparing the water row where it has 1 student chose water and then 3 children chose juice. So when you look at the 2 bars, you can see that there's 2 more students prefer juice than water. So we're gonna put here 2. That's right, number 2. So as you see, the picture graph helped me to answer this question, helped me to see the survey that counting how many children or how many students like or prefer milk for lunch as a drink, or how many children chose water or how many chose juice. All right, so this information was easy for me to compare, to put it down, to find who has more or who has fewer. Let's go to the first activity. We have it, page 261.
12 students were asked, "Which vegetable do you like most at lunch, corn or peas?" This list shows their answers. Complete the tally chart and picture graph to show the data. What do these data tell you about what students like?
So over here, these are the voting, like this, each one have a word like corn. That means one student chose that and one student chose peas. So let's count how many children chose corn as favorite lunchtime vegetables. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 7 children chose corn as a favorite vegetables for the lunchtime. So we just gonna present 7 yellow oval mark as its corn. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now for peas, let's count how many students chose peas as favorite lunchtime vegetables. So let's count the peas. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5 chose peas. So let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So now, since I have all the information, I can put down, I can say that 7 chose corn. So I can use tally marks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then I have 2 more, 6, 7. For peas, I have 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And then that's my close. That's a group of 5. So looking at the chart, I can see now there's 7 children chose corn using my tally chart. I'm looking at this. I can tell there 5 chose peas. Looking at my picture graphs, I can see there's 2 more children chose corn over peas, or there's 2 fewer children chose peas over corn. All right. So that's how we put all the information. Now, if I count, I know that I have here 5, 6, 7, and 5 here. That's 12. So 7 plus 5 equals 12. And that's the 12 students that were asked which vegetables do they like most at lunch. All right. So that was it for today's lesson. I'll leave you with the rest of activity, page 263 and 264. Thank you. Hello, first graders. Welcome to a new math lesson. Please get your book ready, page 265, and let's start.
At the park, Susan sees 13 animals in all. 9 are birds. The rest are rabbits. How can Susan complete the table to show this? Show your work.
All right, so this is, again, we're still using the data and the tally chart, tally marks, and also that picture graphs. Let's watch our video.
How can you use a tally chart to help you solve a story problem? Think about this question during the lesson. Abby asked 12 students if they like broccoli or carrots better. 5 choose broccoli. The rest choose carrots. How many chose carrots? What are you asked to find?
Select your answer.
We look in how many chose carrots. So if you remember the previous lessons when we have the whole and you have one part and you need to get the missing part.
You need to find how many students chose carrots. What do you already know?
We already know that there are total 12 children and there are 5 of the 12 chose broccoli.
You know Abby asked 12 students if they like broccoli or carrots better. You also know that 5 students chose broccoli. Use a tally chart to find the missing data. How does the tally chart help you? It shows how many students chose broccoli. 5 chose broccoli. What could you do to find out how many students chose carrots? You can count up from 5 to 12 because you know Abby asked 12 students. Make one tally mark for every number that you count after 5. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. How many more students chose carrots than broccoli? You can make a picture graph or write an equation to compare. 7 minus 5 equals
Equals 2.
Draw one broccoli for each tick mark. Draw one carrot for each tick mark.
So now we can see there is 2 more students chose carrots over broccoli.
How does the picture graph help you compare how many more or fewer students chose carrots than broccoli?
If we look at the row which represents broccoli, I can see there's 5 pictures of broccoli. And if I look at the row which represents carrots, number of students that it chose carrots, I can see there are 7 box with the carrots in it. That means I see this row is longer than the broccoli. So 2 more children or 2 more students chose carrots over broccoli as their favorite vegetables.
I can see that 2 more students like carrots.
All right, so using the picture graphs and the tally marks help us to put the data in pictures and help us to do even the equation that I can easily see who has fewer or who has more. But let's go see our guided practice, page 266. All right, draw the missing symbol in the picture graph, then use the graph to solve the problem. All right, let's see what we have. Jim asks 9 members of his family for their favorite fruit. 6 people say they like oranges, and he drew 6 oranges. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So each picture represents or stands for 1 vote or 1 choice. All right, and then the rest say they like apples. So how many people say they like apples? First, when we look at it, we see that total 9 family members, 6 chose oranges. So we need to look for the numbers of family members that chose apple. So we can say if I have 6, how many missing to make 9? So we count on after 6, 7, 8, 9, and that's that choices of apples. So that's 1, 2, 3. Or I can have make an equation. I can say total 9. That's the whole. I know 6 chose oranges. So I'm going to put 6. Now I can find out the rest chose apples. The rest will be 3. So 9 take away 6 equals 3. You have the whole, you have one part, and then you're looking for the missing part. So either we can use the picture graph or we're using also the equation. So let's put here 3. So now we know that 6 of Jim's family loved orange or chose orange, and 3 chose apples as favorite fruit. All right. Okay, let's go back to the 265 and check the example we have here.
At the park, Susan sees 13 animals in all. 9 are birds. The rest are rabbits. How can Susan complete the table to show this? Show your work.
So total 13. So that's the whole. One part we know is 9. So we need to find how many rabbit that she saw. So she saw total 13 animals. 9 of the 13 were birds and the rest were rabbits. So if I count on after 9, I will say after 9, I have 10, 11, 12, 13, because she saw total 13 animals. So that means she saw 9 birds, and then the rest were rabbit, 4. Or I can do equation also. I say total 13 minus the part I know, the 9. So the remaining will be the rabbits that she saw. Or we can think addition to subtract. Let's say 9 plus what? Give me 13. So 9 plus 4 equals 13. So as you see for this lesson, we used picture graph, we used tally charts and tally marks to help us find the answer for the equation, or also help us to find how many fewer or how many more. All right, that's it for today's lesson, first graders. Thank you.